Hello everyone. So it's been a minute since you guys have seen my face on this channel, but I wanted to drop a quick video and I'll just get right into it. I wanted to let you guys know that I have a physical release of my album that came out a couple months ago, and I decided to release it on cassette. So you may wonder why I chose this particular format. There's the obvious reason that it's a lot cheaper than a vinyl specifically. Also for the electronic music community and, some more of this sort of like DIY music scene, the cassettes have become increasingly popular over the last few years. So it's kind of become a new niche way to release things. And, and I just I like the format myself. I think that it's better than it gets credit for. So this particular cassette is a Type 1 cassette, and I know that the Type 2 and Type 4 would be a higher quality, but the Type 1 is going to sound better in a larger spectrum of players. It was specifically mastered, so there's a whole different master track for everything for a Type 1 cassette. And that was done by John McCaig at Panic Studios, so you can check him out if you're looking to get anything mastered. He does an incredible job. And let's see, what else? Also it was dubbed in real time. Every cassette was dubbed in real time, and this is to give it the highest quality. And the people that I talked to who did the production said that it actually is on par with sort of CD quality sound. So there you go on that. It is limited to 50 copies, and I did give family and friends a heads up already. So there's less than 50 left, and there's also a few in some of the local record stores here in Asheville. So I'll leave a link in the description. It's on my Bandcamp page where you can buy it. It's pretty affordable. In fact, essentially the price just gets me the production cost back. I'm just making that cost back. So I was really happy with how everything turned out. The cover art and the graphic design were done by a couple of friends of mine, John Haynes and Chris Lee, and I think they did a fantastic job on everything. And I really dig the orange cassettes. I thought those were kind of a cool look. So in terms of the album itself, so it's all electronic music, and it was all recorded with basically the stuff you see sitting here. And most of it's modular music, but it's not I hope it's not the sort of stereotypical modular music where I know it can be fun to sort of jam around on these things for, several hours at a time. But what I was looking to do is sort of set myself, and also not to say that's a bad thing, I do that too, but I wanted to set myself some parameters so that I could have, well thought out compositions that required a performance aspect. And so everything is sort of alive in the studio kind of an idea. And with the exception of on the second track, I pre-recorded some things on my Moog and on my piano, which I then sort of fed into the Morphogene. So all those manipulations and stuff I did live, but obviously the source material was pre-recorded on that. So I guess in terms of I've had people ask me about the title of the album. It's called My Happy Place, and there are actually two versions of the title track at the end of each side of the cassette. And that doesn't really refer to any sort of like physical space, but it's more of a sort of a mental practice that I've kind of come to over the years. And I know particularly in the modern world, it's really easy with the sort of like the relentless news cycles and social media kind of amplifying certain things. It's really easy to feel somewhat defeated and ineffectual in terms of the events going on in the world. And I think sometimes that shuts people down completely and maybe prevents them from doing the good that they could do in their own communities. And so I guess my sort of personal focus upon sort of having that realization was that sort of the way I try to live my life is to essentially do all of the good that I can in the ways that I'm able to, mostly locally here in my own community. And then also to kind of set aside, I don't have a whole lot of extra time because I work a lot, but to set aside what extra time I have and pursue things that bring me joy. And that kind of keeps me in a much healthier mental state. And so I think therefore I'm able to do a lot more good in the world than I would be, if I sort of let some of the problems of the world kind of weigh me down. And not that I don't keep up with them, I certainly do, and they certainly concern me, but I think that, it's important to try to stay positive and try to do, if each of us can do what we can do, then I think collectively that will make a big difference. So I think that's all I had to say about the album itself. In terms of the channel, I'm not gonna go back to full-time video making at any point soon. You probably already knew that before clicking on this. I just don't have time in my schedule. But what I would like to do, I did put some video together when I built this case, just kind of going over just all of the different nuts and bolts of it and the process and all of that, just in case that was something that anyone that's watching would like to do and, might need some pointers here and there. You can kind of learn from my mistakes and that kind of thing. And then I was thinking that I might make some sort of kind of instructional synth videos, not instructional in terms of like general things like this is an oscillator and this is a filter and you do this and blah, 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 but maybe in terms of either, me having some sort of specific idea and sharing that and seeing, maybe that might spark some inspiration in someone else, or maybe recording short songs and then having sort of a paired video where I kind of go over how I created the patch and sort of what the thought process was. So let me know if any of that sounds interesting, because obviously if you guys don't want any of that, then I won't make it. In terms of the gaming stuff, I do want to do a sort of house tour, game room tour. I'd be quick on the house, but my game room I think is my favorite that I've ever had. It's located in a completely different place than where it was the last time you guys saw it, and I think it works really well. It's got some new stuff in it, and we really enjoy it a lot. In terms of gaming content, probably that would be limited to sort of like Let's Plays kind of stuff. Maybe I could have some friends over and we could film it and do that kind of thing. I don't know that I'll be doing too many edited, guide videos or anything like that. Mostly because, at this point in my life, just with my schedule being what it is, I'm not able to be as good at any games anymore as I used to be. So I think that's all I had to say. So I guess I hope again that all of you are well and happy and living the lives that you want to live. And yeah, take care.